Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I welcome you all to online support program of week 6. My subject is science of class 5. I am Sadia Sarfraz from APS 4 Road Middle Wing Boys. Today we are going to discuss about assignment number 6 of week 6 of science. So before starting our main assignment, let's discuss about the hadith of the week. हदीस नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम है, हमारे और काफरों के दरमियान फ़र्क नमाज है। जिसने नमाज छोड़ दी उसने कुफ़र किया। हमारे मतलब मुसलमान और काफिर के दरमियान सबसे बड़ा फ़र्क जो है वो नमाज का है, क्योंकि मुसलमान अल्लाह ताला के सामने सजदा करता है, नमाज अदा करता है। उस नमाज के ज़रिए वो अल्लाह ताला की बढ़ाई बयान करता है और हुकूक अल्लाह अदा करता है। जबकि काफिर शिर्क करता है, वो अल्लाह के अलावा और भी बहुत सारे माबूद की इबादत करता है, जिसकी वजह से वो हमारे और उसके दरमियान में फ़र्क पैदा करता है। इसलिए जिसने नमाज छोड़ दी, नमाज छोड़ देना किसी सूरत में भी उसकी छूट है ही नहीं। इस्लाम में नमाज पर बहुत ज़ोर दिया गया है। अल्लाह ताला ने पहला हुक्म ही अकीमुस्सलात का दिया है कि नमाज कायम करो। नमाज में किसी किस्म की भी छूट नहीं दी गई। Now let's start with the syllabus of the week, assignment number 6 of week 6. So students, in this week we are going to discuss about the states of the matter, in which we will discuss about the textbook page number 53 to 57. The topics included in these textbook pages are mainly evaporation and the factors that affect the states of evaporation or the rate of evaporation. So before starting the main topic of the evaporation, let's discuss about the objective. Students will be able to understand the process of evaporation, that how evaporation takes place, and then know about how some natural factors affect the process of evaporation. Now let's start with the first topic, which is evaporation. Before starting evaporation, let's discuss about the clouds. You all observe clouds in the sky, floating in the sky, and we always think about it, that how they are formed. So students, clouds are also formed with the help of the process which is called evaporation, which we will discuss now. So we always think about what is evaporation, how it take place, what will happen in this process, how sun take place in this evaporation, how sun is very important, why sun is very important in this process, what will happen during evaporation. So answers of all questions will be discussed in next slides. So basically, evaporation is the process of a liquid changing into a gas. In the process of evaporation, the liquid means water, changes into gaseous state. This is the basic point of the evaporation. Now let's discuss about evaporation in detail. So evaporation is the process of changing water from liquid to a gas. Water vapors is the name for water in gas form. When water changes into the gas form, we call them water vapors. Heat from the sun causes water on the earth's surface to evaporate more rapidly. So here is the main function of the sun, that it provides heat to cause the water on the earth's surface to evaporate more rapidly. Now next thing is the phenomena of change of liquid into vapors at any temperature below its boiling point is called evaporation. Evaporation occurs due to the breakaway of the forces of attraction between particles due to higher kinetic energy. It's a big point. So let's discuss about the examples. Mainly the examples of the evaporation are drying up of wet cloths, heating water under stove. Next thing is, after spraying perfume, the droplets will soon evaporate. This is also the example of the evaporation. So students, evaporation take place all the time in our environment. Unlike boiling, it takes place at any temperature. Because in boiling needs a specific temperature. So evaporation doesn't need a specific temperature. It takes place at any temperature. So the one more thing, we sweat when our body gets too hot. In summers, we sweat too much. When sweat evaporates from our skin, it takes away some of the heat that makes us feel cooler. Now, next thing is what will happen during evaporation. So first point is water turns from liquid to a gas. Water moves from river and lakes into the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. So the water from the river and lakes transfer to form the water vapors, these water vapors forms clouds. Water changes into solid. Now next thing is allowing the liquid to evaporate, leaving the soluble solid behind. Now what is this soluble solid which left behind during evaporation? For example, heating sugar water, the water evaporates and the sugar crystals are left behind. Same like this, when a liquid evaporates from the solution of the salt, a solid is left behind which is called the salt. A solid crystals are left behind from the salty water which is called a salt. One of the best example of the evaporation of the salty water is the process of sea salt productions. So the salt farmers take out all the salt from the seawater with the help of this process which is called the evaporation. This is the best example of the evaporation, that sea salt is produced with the help of the process which is called the evaporation. Now next thing is the factors affecting the evaporation. Now we will discuss about the natural factors which are very effective for the evaporation, which affects the evaporation. So how fast water changes from the liquid state to the gaseous state is called the rate of evaporation is affected. So this rate of evaporation is affected by various factors. These factors include, which we discussed now, may include, first thing is temperature, the second thing is wind, the third thing is exposed surface area, and the last thing is humidity. Now let's discuss them one by one. Now first discuss about the temperature, that how temperature affects the rate of evaporation. So in hotter surroundings, water can gain more heat and evaporate more faster. So basically, when the higher the temperature of the surroundings, the higher the rate of evaporation. Evaporation takes place more quickly in the daytime, because at the daytime the temperature is very high, and the night then in the night, as water is able to gain more heat when sun is out. So at night, as sun is not available, so rate of evaporation is also low. Here is the point which is written in the blue box: warmer the evaporating surface, higher the rate of evaporation. So it's mean, as much as the surface is warmer or the temperature is higher, the rate of evaporation is also higher. Now let's discuss about the next point, which is wind speed. Now wind speed also affects the rate of evaporation. How it affects the rate of evaporation? When there is wind, the water vapors that is formed near the surface of the water, when the water evaporates, carried away more quickly. So the greater the amount of wind, the faster the rate of evaporation is. This makes space more newly formed water vapors to escape into the air. It's mean basically the presence of the wind causes the water vapors above to move away quickly, allowing more water to evaporate. So the main point which we get from the wind speed is that the greater the amount of the wind, the faster the rate of evaporation. Now next thing is the basic point, which is the surface area. The area of the water exposed to the air is known as the exposed surface area. As much as the area is exposed to the sun, this is called the surface area for the evaporation. With the larger exposed surface area, more heat and wind can come into contact with the water. This increases the rate of evaporation. The rate of evaporation increases on the increasing of the surface area on the liquid. The rate of evaporation can also increase by increasing the surface of the liquid. So the main point is, the larger the exposed surface area, the higher or larger the rate of evaporation will be. Next thing is, and the last factor is humidity. Now first of all, let's discuss what is the humidity. So humidity is the amount of water vapor present in the wind or in the air. So it also affects the rate of evaporation. When the humidity of the air is low, then the rate of evaporation is high and the water evaporates more readily. When the humidity of the air is high, then the rate of evaporation is low and water evaporates very slowly. So the basic thing, or the basic effect of the humidity on the rate of evaporation is, the higher the humidity level, the lower the rate of evaporation. Humidity refers to the amount of water vapors present in the air. So now you can remember that the evaporation is when a liquid changes from a liquid state to the gaseous state. This gaseous state is known as the water vapor without boiling. So in evaporation, we are not discussing about the boiling. It's always happen naturally. Next thing which you can remember are the factors that affects the rate of evaporation, that are temperature, wind, exposed surface area, and humidity that affects the rate of evaporation. Now students, let's discuss about the written work which you have to complete on your loose sheets regarding to this week. So following work to be done on the loose sheets. The first written work is that you have to write the definitions of the given points. Now you have to define the followings. The first topic is evaporation, humidity, wind, temperature, and the surface area. You only have to define these points. So students, to read the definition on page number 51 and 52 and write the answers in their own words. You have to write the answers or definition in your own words. Next, you have to write the answers of the following questions in 1 or 2 lines. Means you have to just write answers of these questions by thinking about the main process or main points. Is evaporation a physical change? Is evaporation a physical change? It's mean you have to tell that during evaporation, is there any physical change appears or not? Next question is, name the factors that affect the rate of evaporation. You just have to write the names of the factors that affect the rate of evaporation. Now, third question is, how can we increase the rate of evaporation? So, what are the main factors which increases the rate of evaporation? You have to write that factors which increases the rate of evaporation, or what is the basic thing which increases the rate of evaporation. Fourth question is, what is the effect of wind on the rate of evaporation? that how wind affects. So you have to write the basic point that how wind affects the rate of evaporation in the natural process. Now, next question is, does humidity change the rate of evaporation? If yes, then how? You have to write that if the humidity changes the rate of evaporation, then you have to write the reason behind it. Students need to think critically about these questions and have to answer by her or himself. Parents to guide them. Parents should guide students with the help of examples from the daily life as well. So boys, stay safe and thank you so much.